Welcome back to Arsikei. What is preposition? A preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrases to other words within a sentence. They act to connect the people, objects, time, and locations of a sentence. Prepositions are usually short words and they are normally placed directly in front of nouns. In some cases, you'll find preposition in front of gerund verbs. A nice way to think about preposition is as the words that help glue a sentence together. They do this by expressing position and movement, possession, time, and how an action is completed. Indeed, several of the most frequently used words in all of English, such as of, to, for, with, on, and at, are prepositions. Explaining prepositions can seem complicated, but they are a common part of language, and most of us use them naturally without even thinking about it. And what about time expressions? There are many words and expressions to refer to time. You can use this to sequence events and to make stories and anecdotes more interesting. For example, time present to permanent. Use the present simple tense to refer to permanent situations in the present. For example, I now live in a small town. Nowadays, I live in a small town. These days, I don't have much of a social life. Next, the present temporary. Use the present continuous tense to refer to temporary situations in the present. At the present or at the moment, I'm living in a small town, for example. Or for the time being, I'm living in a small town, but I have to move soon. Okay, let's talk again about the period of time in the past. My mother started work as a nurse in the 1960s, or uh, in those days, she lived in London. Back then, nurses were badly paid. At that time, nurses lived in special accommodations. And talking about a single event in the past, for example, at one time, she lost her door key and had to stay in a hotel. On one occasion, she nursed the son of a famous politician. Okay, let's move to adverb of frequency. What are adverbs of frequency? An adverb of frequency describes how often an action happens. There are six main adverbs of frequency that we use in English, like always, usually or normally, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. For example, how do you usually introduce or elicit this from your students? Or which ones do you find your students usually struggle with? Okay, that's all the explanation. Thank you.